guy who cut up your sister, he got only 6 years in prison.
Right.
But when he got out, you were waiting for him.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I think I told this story on Oprah. Haven't thought much about it, but I had a guy from the neighborhood who was in love with my sister. He was like my bigger brother. Everybody, my sisters were very popular in the neighborhood. Everybody was very angry. They found the guy, they brought him to a parking lot, and then they said, go ahead, Jay, do what you got to do to this man. I couldn't do anything but what they wanted me to do. I was very upset, but when I saw him, this man didn't know who I was. This man was an addict. This man robbed my sister. It wasn't personal. He was trying to get money to go feed his habit. So I did not do anything that they wanted me to do to this man. And for that, if there's a such thing that we call street cred, people are like, ah, man, Jay, all talk, he loved his sister so much, but he didn't do that. And it took until probably 2 years ago, the man died who put all this together. And he told me, man, we so glad we didn't do nothing like that, and as you grow older, the testosterone and the recklessness and the stupidity of what you were thinking because you were angry at the time, you learn to pause. So was I even reckless by having them take this man to this place? It was a different culture. It was a different time then. It was wrong. It was wrong, lads. And I'm glad I didn't harm the man. And I don't know where the man is today. I know where my sisters are. My sisters are in heaven. And I hope that God is a God of not a second chance, but a God of another chance. And I hope he has a family and he's doing well and he's moved on from this.
Well, you pistol whipped him.
I gave back the pistol and I punched him.
Punched him, okay.
I punched him. He didn't get hurt. I hit the man and that was it. They wanted me to do something that's not in me.
And then years later, you were having dinner with Michael Jordan, and you guys talked about the situation. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, he was hurt from what happened to his dad, and he came up and said, "Man, we're just alike. I don't know what I would have done if that happened to me, but those situations when something happened. Look, I'm not going to throw Michael Jordan under the bus. He was upset what happened to his father, and I was upset, Vlad, what happened to my sisters. And it was pretty much, well, wow, he didn't have the opportunity, probably thank God, to address the guys who did that to his dad. I did have the opportunity to address it, and I handled it in the best situation I think I could have at the point of maybe me not getting hurt in that situation by not doing nothing.
Well, yeah. I mean, in your book, you said that Jordan told you, if I ever come face to face with the guys who killed my father, I don't know if I could have let them go.
That might have been a little. He just said he might have said that, but he was very upset. He was upset. This book was 20 years ago. I wrote this book, gave the money to Michael J. Fox for Parkinson's disease. It's a book that, I was at a different level in life, but it was something similar to he was very upset with them guys. You had to understand, this had just happened to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Parkinson's. My dad actually just died of Parkinson's. We buried him on Friday. It's a horrible, horrible disease.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for
donating to that. And you know what, Vlad, and Michael J. Fox helped my mother get on the list for the experimental drugs. It worked a lot better on my mom than it's working on Michael. But one of the things is she picked up the side effects was gambling. My mother never gambled. And the side effect is, you couldn't go to my mom's house without a bingo or a scratch off, or I had to buy a house upstate where she can get to a casino, but she lived a long time. But like you said, it's a disease that, it's tough to live with because you can't move around, you can't get around, you can't talk. You can see Muhammad Ali in the later days, and it's a frustrating thing. It's like a time relay. You know it. It can be painful. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
especially
man.
with
I'm sorry, Vlad. I'm sorry about your dad. I'm true.
Yeah, yeah. No, the funeral was on Friday, and he passed away the previous Monday. And the hardest part with that, because there's different forms of Parkinson's. In my case, his mind was fully intact,
Right.
but his body just kept breaking down. And especially his breathing became harder and harder. So, but he was fully 100% aware of everything that's happening, and that was the hardest part. So,
The hardest part is being caught in your own body, right? That's
yeah. Yeah, so I'm sorry about your mother, and thank you so much for donating, because he did have some Parkinson's drugs, that probably prolonged his life quite a bit, at the end, because it's tough.